Visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
A warm welcome to a warm welcome to our Honorable Director, Professor Dr. Satish Ubale, our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Swapnali Jadhav, and the faculty and student of Matrix. Dear students, Matrix is committed to enhancing the management competencies of MBA graduates by expanding their knowledge with the latest developments in the field of management. In line with this vision, our Honorable Director, Professor Dr. Satish Ubale, has initiated the 4-dimension lectures series. This series invites distinguished experts from diverse academic and industries backgrounds to share their valuable experiences, helping students enhance their knowledge and employability skills. Today, we are honored to welcome our guest of honor, Professor Swapnali Jadhav, who is the Chief Operating Officer at MIT Skills and MIT School of Distance Education, Pune. She is a visionary leader driving operational excellence, strategic leadership, and the development of high-quality educational content with a master degree in business, a PGDM in insurance and risk management, and currently pursuing her PhD at Savitribai Phule Pune University. She brings a wealth of expertise in management, quality assurance, business development, teaching, and curriculum development. We are privileged to have her with us today to enrich our learning experience. Please join me in warmly welcoming Professor Swapnali Jadhav.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Aniket, sir. I am just sharing my screen. My screen is...
Sorry, ma'am. Before handing over to madam, may I kindly request madam to please switch on your camera? Okay. I also request all students to turn on their cameras as well. We will be taking a picture for attendance purpose. Everyone, please switch on your cameras. I request all students to switch on your camera.
Done, sir.
Everyone has opened their cameras. Mohit sir.
Sir, done, sir.
Okay, done. Okay. Thank you. Switch off your cameras. Thank you, Mohit sir. And once again, a warm welcome to Professor Swapnali Jadhav. Over to you, ma'am, for the session.
Thank you so much. I hope my PPT is visible to you all. Is it visible to you all?
No, ma'am, actually.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
PPT is not visible.
No, ma'am.
I have shared. One second, I'll again reshare it. Now, now can you see it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just put it. Now it's in Is it moving, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So, good morning, dear students, and thank you so much, Aniket sir. Thank you so much, Ubare sir, for giving me this opportunity. Aniket sir has already introduced me. I'm Professor Swapnali Zadav. Currently, I'm working with Dr. D.Y. Patil University Center for Skill Development as Assistant Director. Basically, I work in the domain of skill development, and as all of us know, the topic is meta skill, a path towards strategic problem solving. Before I start, I would like to congratulate the management of Matrix School of Business Management for being so innovative in this very volatile environment, wherein all the students, not only MBA but all the students from different faculties are actually looking for what exactly employers are looking, and what we being academicians can provide to all our students, so that they can be in competition with the students outside. And so all the discussions, or maybe whatever debates are going on around within academics and industry environment, everything comes to a word called skill development. Everywhere we are coming across this kind of words, that skill development is the only key which can help all the students to survive in this extremely competitive environment. Now, as all of us know, that today's topic, what we are going to talk about, is meta skills. I hope you must have received topic maybe a day or two before, and any one of you tried to identify maybe what exactly mean by meta skills. Can anyone tell me what do you mean, or maybe what is your understanding about meta skills? Anybody would like to, guys, please be interactive, because this session is not going to be something wherein I'm going to talk about your academics, or I'm going to talk about something which is a theory or concepts. Here we are going to discuss a very crucial problem that every student, every learner who is completing graduation, post graduation, be it MBA, be it BTech, be whatever, you all are going to face the situation wherein industry is demanding something, and you come with some certain skill sets, and then you feel that there is huge gap what industry is expecting and what I am having. So everything comes to a word called skill development, as I said. So basically the topic focuses on meta skills. Meta skills are nothing but certain skill sets which are required for every student to acquire, right? This is something wherein every student will be, along with, of course, your academics is extremely required, because we are in a country wherein your traditional degree is extremely important. But at the same time, now industry is changing the way of hiring. Industry is changing the professionals they want to be onboarded, and that is the reason skill development is extremely important concept nowadays. Now, before we actually get into maybe what kind of skill sets are required, what how industries are looking at it, I would just like to fetch everyone's attention towards a very simple 80-20 career rule. Now, since I am in this particular domain and working on skill development since last 6-7 years, I have interacted with many placement coordinators. I have interacted with many people who are actually hiring project managers. I have already interacted with people who are into HR domain, working on learning and development, identifying the skill set. So the main idea behind every organization, every institute should focus on skill development is, our degree is actually imparting 20% of the skill sets which are required for the industry. Now, to simplify this 80-20 career rule, your specialization. Now, normally we take up the specialization marketing, HR, finance, or operations, international business management, etc. So all these specializations, whatever specializations you are doing within your degree, and it is of course not limited to MBAs, it is also for BTech, whatever degrees, BCA, BSc, and all those things. So whatever is your specialization, mind it, your specialization is going to give you only 20% weightage whenever you are appearing for the interview. Now, what contributes to your 80% is how you think, how you solve the problem, how you look at it. The perspective should be developed, and that is where the 80% meta skills comes in picture. Now, this so by saying this, I am absolutely not demeaning the traditional degrees or whatever degrees we all are working on, or maybe we all are learning into. But then what I want to underline here is your degrees are equally important, but at the same time, you need to focus on developing certain skill sets. Now, when I say meta skills are not only related to your communication skills, but also to your domain skills. Now, within this skill development community, whenever we interact, now as I am heading the Center for Skill Development for all the university institutes, so we have approximately 15 to 16 institutes which are under the university, and it has got BTech, BSc, BCA, MSc, MCA, bioinformatics, various specializations, MBA, BBA, MCOM. So all those things, along with medical, separate domain of medical. So whenever we interact with people, whenever we interact with industry experts, whenever we interact with people who are actually hiring the freshers, the major focus is on two things. Okay, they basically talk about two things. So what are those two things? One is your domain skills, and second is your interpersonal skills. So when I say domain skills are the skills which you learn throughout your specialization, or maybe which you learn throughout your academic journey. So those are your domain skills. So just to give you an example, if you have done marketing, so you should know what are the 4 Ps. If you have done operations, you should know the basic concepts: what is supply chain, what is logistics, how the operations appears, or operations different domains. If it is IT operations, if it is operations pertaining to production management, if it is operations pertaining to banking domain, so how the quality management can be ensured, how the waste management can be done, so all those things. So of course the domain skills may vary from sector to sector, industry to industry, then the concepts will always remain there, right? So when we as someone heading Center for Skill Development is connecting with the industry experts, connecting with the hiring managers, they are basically looking at two important aspects whenever they are interviewing the freshers. Okay, so one, as I said, domain skills. So domain skills are something wherein your concept should be cleared. Okay, now though we are talking about 20 career, maybe when I graduated and when I did my MBA long back in 2003, so those days more focus was on theoretical concepts. Application part, it was expected that once you get into the industry, once you get into working, starts working at corporate or companies, so maybe you will be learning those things runtime, right? So but now you all students are in such a dynamic environment that managers are looking at you, that you can be deployed from day one itself. Okay, they don't want to spend time on training the people, they don't want to spend time on brushing up their communication skills, they don't want to spend time on maybe teaching you email etiquette. So this is something which you should learn across. Now, having said this, I don't mean I don't state that your email etiquettes, your communication communication skills, your personality development, how you should dress up when you're appearing for the interview. All those things your institute should take care of. Though there are training and placement officers, though there are people, or maybe your faculties who are taking efforts in calling the industry experts and, making you interact with them. But then it is your responsibility also that you should see how the, B school students are doing. This is how basically you can develop yourself, because this is extremely important that whatever efforts your institutes are putting, double efforts you as a student should put. And then only you can survive, then only you can sustain in this extremely dynamic environment. So whenever we spoke, I'll just give you one small example. Last month I was for a conference in Mumbai, and there I happened to meet, training and placement heads of Sydenham College, Mumbai. So I was just talking to them, and when I started, discussing about their placements, about their, the kind of companies visiting to their campus, I was extremely surprised with the fact that they have batch of around 60 students in MBA Finance, and 58 students got placed in companies like American Express, State Street, Walmart, Amazon, and HSBC, Accenture, like this. So I was very curious to know that what exactly they are doing different than us. Maybe somewhere salary from day one. Normally what happens, we come to know about our skill sets, we come to know about that I need to do some certification when we actually appear for the interviews. But that is not the right right strategy, I say. You being a student of MBA, you being a student of manager, and as you are going to focus the environment, and as you are going to be there in the environment which is so dynamic, which is so full of talent, you need to focus on developing your domain skills as well. Of course, interpersonal skills can be developed over the period of time, but developing your domain skill is the key of success. Otherwise, it will be really difficult scenario, because nowadays industries are focusing on skill based hiring, and that is the reason identifying what are the domain skills required for your domain is extremely important. So coming back to our topic is basically this 80-20 rule. As I said, this is the career rule, and most of the training and placement officers keep on talking about it, that 20% of your academic skills are checked or assessed when you are appearing for the interview, and that is basically get through that you are appear, or maybe you are becoming eligible for the interview. But then to get employable, your skill sets are extremely important, and that contributes, or that constitutes around 80%. And that is the reason these are called as meta skills, which are extremely critical skill sets. Every management students, not only management student, but every student who would like to go for good placement or dream job opportunity should focus on developing those 80% skill sets. Now moving ahead, as I rightly said that your degree is not going to be is not going to generate job opportunity. It will be making you eligible for certain job role. For example, if you're applying for a digital marketing manager, so MBA marketing could be a eligibility criteria. So those who have done the marketing, they can appear, or maybe they can apply for the position. But who will get the job? The person who has got fluent skill sets pertaining to digital marketing. And that is the reason your degree is required, but at the same time focus on skill development, identify what kind of job opportunities are available in the market, what kind of jobs they are asking for, and the skill sets they have asked for. Do I have those skill sets? If not, start working on developing those skill sets. There are n number of opportunities available in the market. There are n number of institutes who are offering you the skill certifications. Go and check with the things, because once you have professional certifications in hand, definitely it is going to give you added advantage against those who are just completing degree. So yes, degree is just a qualifier, but then your differentiator or something that will make you stand out in the crowd are your skill sets. So as I said, there are many companies and of course, very big companies, they are hiring the students, not only checking their CGPAs or not only with checking their academic records, but they are also equally focusing on the skill set. So there might be some student who is very average in academics, but then he or she has got certain professional certifications, and also he or she understands the application of the tools and everything. The person gets easily selected, because the person becomes immediately employable, the person becomes immediately deployable on certain projects. As I said, nowadays companies really don't want to spend money on training the freshers. So that is the reason, if you really want to get into your dream job, you need to understand that there are certain skill sets required to get into that job. And how should I accumulate those certificates, how should I accumulate those skill sets during my 2 years of MBA. When we completed MBA, that time scenario was like, you just need to focus on your MBA, and once you get into a job, then maybe slowly you can you can get the skill sets required, you can learn the things. But nowadays, as I said, that in this particular environment, you should actually be ready with all the skill sets. Now I'm talking about domain skills, I'm also talking about interpersonal skills, but there are certain more skills also required. Now, you being a management student, the most important thing expected from you is the leadership. You need to lead the team, you need to lead the you should be able to lead the crowd. And that is the reason, because see, you being a manager, you cannot be a individual contributor, right? So even if you are into sales, even if you are into operations, even if you are into banking, you would be, once you have completed the MBA, it is very much expected that you will be having some leadership skills. You know how to lead the team, you know how to motivate your team members, you know how to run the operation smoothly, because during your MBA, our curriculum makes sure that you get opportunity to learn about what is the finance, what is HR, what is marketing, what is role of analytics, what is role of operations. So all this cumulative knowledge is imparted within 2 years of your MBA, and that is the reason industries are looking at any MBA graduate as a leader, as a manager. And that is the reason you yourself need to be self motivated at all the times. And also you should have ability to lead the team. Whatever task has been given to you, you should be able to deploy those tasks and get it done from your members. So all those things are part and parcel of job opportunities or skill sets which are required, that comes under your meta skills. So again, I would like to reiterate the fact that meta skills are not only the domain skills but also the interpersonal skills. So maybe someone from marketing should know about digital marketing, someone from finance should know about Excel, financial modeling, and something which is extremely required in domain. That is going to give you competitive advantage whenever you are going or appearing for the interview. So with this, I hope everyone must have understood that not only degree will give you the required job or required or maybe your dream job, but at the same time you should focus on developing the skill sets which are extremely required by the industry, and they are calling it as a meta skills. So as we are moving, so non-negotiable skill is continuous upskilling. Continuous learning is something that is extremely required nowadays. What is upskilling? Upskilling is, for example, you are working in certain domain and something that is coming new. Now everyone is trying to learn AI, right? So AI is not only for marketing, AI is not only for banking, AI is not only for academics. AI has actually went through every domain, every sector, every industry. So whosoever wants to be there in the market, be there in the competition, should know the application of AI, right? Even in medical domain, even in healthcare domain, AI has got prominent role to play. So whatever things that are coming new across your way, you as a professional should have ability, should have thirst of learning those things, and that is nothing but upskilling. So this is going to be in this century, this is going to be a non-negotiable skill that you should be able to learn, unlearn things very fast. So agility, that is spoken most of the time, is extremely important. You should be agile enough. Now sometimes it happens that there are people who has got maybe around 30-35 years of experience, and they have actually worked in extremely manual processes. Now this is the era where extreme automation is in place, we have robots in place, we have AI everywhere. So it might happen that there is little reluctance in accepting these new technologies, because of course something that is coming new is always a bliss and always a, so every professional who has got certain years of experience, as I said, maybe 30-35 years, or at times 40 years of experience, for them it becomes little difficult or little challenging to accept these new skill sets. And nowadays, when we keep on talking to the industry experts, or when we keep on talking to the HR leaders of various industries, I have found that there are many leaders who are working at C-suite, maybe at C level, that is the CEO, CTOs, CMOs and all. They are also trying to identify what are the AI tools required for me, for my level of hierarchy, so that I can be in competition, I can be in in the job. So everyone has understood. So you being a student, you being a learner, this is extremely important, that wherever you are going, whatever is your domain, you should have a complete bird eye view. You should understand what is the scope of what can be the scope of my job. And companies will be always promoting the people who will be doing something out of their scope, right? So whatever your KPIs, whatever your KRs, that if you are delivering, that is something which you have to do, right? जो चीज के लिए आपको हायर किया है वो चीज तो आपको करनी ही है, बट अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट व्हाट एग्जैक्टली डिफरेंट यू आर डूइंग, what are the focus areas you have aimed at, and that has contributed for the benefits or for the profits of the organization, how you are contributing to your role. So all those things are continuously observed, and if you want to be in top performers, you should always focus on upskilling. So upskilling are the important words nowadays, and these are just not important words, but these are the lifelines which will be helping all the professionals to get better and better every day. Because unless and until now I as academician, if I am not learning AI, and if my students are coming with certain assignments copied through ChatGPT, or maybe through Gamma, through Napkin AI, so it will be I mean, I as a academician will not be sufficient to catch those things. Then in that case it's a big failure, isn't it? So every organization, every individual should focus on identifying what is coming in the market new and how it is impacting my profile. When ChatGPT was newly introduced, that time it was continuously mess up in the community, professional communities, that it is going to get the jobs of the people because AI is giving everything, ChatGPT is giving everything. But then it cannot replace your teachers, it cannot replace the engineers, it cannot replace the bankers, it cannot replace the doctors, right? It is something which is actually helping us to smooth out the jobs, smooth out the processes, the operations which we are carrying out. At the same time, it will take away the jobs of the people who are not ready to accept these new trends. Okay, so always you as a student, maybe it might happen that something new is coming. For example, now everyone is talking about AI, its application across various domains, and you as an individual might not very comfortable with technology, but then at least you should know as an end user how you can use it, right? I'm not talking about identifying the algorithms which are at the back end of the development of ChatGPT or certain tools, AI. But then as an end user, at least आपको पता होना चाहिए that how this ChatGPT can be utilized for my profile in an effective manner, right? So if I am a teacher, if I am a marketing manager, if a salesperson, and if to have the competition analysis, how I can use AI. At least as an end user, you should know the application of certain tools which are extremely prevalent in the market, and that will help you to stay ahead in the competition. So that is the reason upskilling is important, extremely important. But at the same time, there is certain shelf life of the knowledge, right? I hope everyone understand the meaning of shelf life. Shelf life is something wherein certain skill sets, not skill sets, but shelf life. The word shelf life is used for the to show or maybe to display the life, or maybe how much time this particular thing can go on, right? So shelf life of milk products are very less, right? दूध या उसके जो मिठाई होती है उसका शेल्फ लाइफ कम होता है, यानी उसको 24 आवर्स के अंदर आपको कंज्यूम करना होता है. वेजिटेबल्स का शेल्फ लाइफ कम होता है, वो सूख जाते हैं. फ्रूट्स एंड अदर थिंग्स विच आर फ्रेश फ्रूट्स, वो अगर आप विदाउट एनी केयर अगर आपने उसको रखा तो इन दैट केस शेल्फ लाइफ वुड बी रिड्यूस्ड, राइट? But when it comes to, I mean, this is extremely good concept when it comes to skill development, the shelf life of knowledge. Now every day something new is coming. Just remember the first version of ChatGPT. It was very, very raw and very limited information we could fetch. And now today's version of ChatGPT is, it's absolutely different. Maybe down the line, 9 months or a year's time, ChatGPT would have something else in place, or maybe it would come in some different phase, different features and everything. So every day technology is improving, and at the same time you have to walk along with the technology, so that you will be always there in the competition. So just don't get afraid of what is new coming in the market, but try and learn. Don't depend on anyone that yes, it is responsibility of my institute, it is responsibility of my parents, it is responsibility of someone else. No, it is responsibility of your own self, that I have to learn these things. Because see, your institute will help you to impart as much as possible, and they're already doing it. I mean, it is really commendable that very few institutes understand the importance of skill development. Because normally what we have seen is institutes are behind just completing their curriculum, just completing their academic part, and they absolutely ignore the skill set or skill development amongst the students. But you are blessed that you are under such leadership. Your directors or your all the faculties are so pro in identifying the people who are working in skill development. And I have have special connection with your institute. I'm doing my PhD. My research center is your institute, so it is always very close to my heart. And I would like to tell you all that if at all you all need any kind of support, maybe in skill development, maybe in analyzing what should be my path ahead. I have done MBA in marketing, I have done MBA in operations management, or I have done MBA in finance. How should I proceed? How should I get my dream job? So in that case, anytime you may get in touch with me. I would be more than happy to help you with internships, with the skill sets required for your dream job. So, uh, in a nutshell, upskilling, reskilling, or identifying right skills is extremely important when it comes to identifying a good job or maybe getting into jobs. Now, as I said, that domain skills are extremely important, but at the same time, your meta skills. So, meta skills are not only communication skills; it is also something wherein how you behave in when you are there in team, what kind of office etiquettes you have, what kind of critical analysis skills you have. Because as I said, this business environment or these scenarios every day they are putting or they are throwing some new challenges in front of the professional, right? So how you are taking those challenges, how you are giving the solutions, because nowadays every organization is expecting someone who can be a troubleshooter, right? So problems are going to come. Problems are part and parcel of your personal life, professional life. Wherever you go, problems are going to be there. If there are no problems, that means you don't have any kind of growth. Just keep this fact in mind. Once you start facing that life बहुत अच्छे से चल रही है, I have no issues at all, I don't have any problem. In that case, mark my words, you will have no growth at all, right? So whenever you are facing some problems, that you should make these things, or maybe you should tell yourself that yes, something good is going to come once I complete or once I face this problem in a positive manner. Definitely I'm going to get something good. So that is the reason your domain skills, your meta skills, or maybe your communication skills, interpersonal skills, your problem solving skills, how you are analyzing the issues with extreme criticality, and also how you are as a team member, that is extremely going to impact your overall professional journey. Now, as we are talking about the domain skills, we are talking about the interpersonal skills. The most important thing is going to be your domain skills. Of course, there might be people who have got excellent communication skills. They are extremely good team players. They have got very pleasing personality, extremely outstanding presentation skills. But the most important thing everyone should focus upon is industry skills, or is industry relevant skills. So it is not required in the market that you should be extremely fluent in English, right? Even I come from vernacular medium, but then it becomes very important that how you are putting across your points, right? uh, so whenever it comes to communication skills, by word communication skills, I absolutely do not mean that you should have fluent English, you should know very the great words, or whenever you are talking, people will sit with dictionary and identify, like, she has said this thing, that thing, and I have to identify what is the meaning of the word. No. When I say communication skills, or maybe your communication can be in any language. It can be in Marathi, it can be in Hindi, or it can be in any regional language for that matter. But what is most important is how impactfully you are putting your point in front of the people, or maybe how good you are in domain knowledge so that you can give the solution to the given problem. So communication skills, just keep that. Of course, many of your professors also must have told you that communication skill is always not mean that you are communicating in English. it is something wherein you are trying to communicate in an effective manner so that the given problem can be solved, a right solution can be produced throughout, after maybe checking all the options, after maybe checking all the aspects of the issues. Okay, so this is one of the important thing, that you should focus on the industry relevant skills. Now when I say industry relevant, as I know that you people maybe from very specializations, like someone may be from marketing, uh, finance, HR, or operations, anything. So I'm just trying to fetch, or I'm just trying to give you what kind of skill sets every industry in that particular domain is looking at. Of course, as I told that you may anytime contact me for any help or any support in skill development. We will be more than happy to collaborate. We will be more than happy to help you, and maybe with joint efforts you may reach your dream jobs. So coming back to our topic, like for example, if you are you are from marketing, you are doing MBA marketing. So beyond 4 Ps, you should know that person should know about SEO. So what do you mean by SEO? Is search engine optimization. What are the AI bots? What kind of consumer behavior? How you are going to predict the consumer behavior? What are the HubSpot, Salesforce, SEO, content strategies? So all these things one should know when he or she is from marketing domain. It is not only required to know about the core marketing concepts, but then now you have to go not 2 steps, 10 steps ahead to understand what exactly the industry is expecting. So if someone is from marketing, industry is expecting that they should understand basic concepts of digital marketing, search engine optimization. Then maybe you should understand how to identify the keywords. You should understand what kind of budgets are required to put on to get the prospective leads, how to convert those leads into sales, and what should be your content strategy, because nowadays every business is on digital media, isn't it? Be it education, be it healthcare, be it banking, be it or IT, all the domains has to be on digital platform. And that is the reason you as a marketing manager should understand what kind of efforts are required when it comes to team management, what kind of budgets are required, how you can optimize those budgets, how you can generate the leads that are required for conversion. So all those things needs to be taken into consideration so that you can become a successful professional in your domain. So when it comes to digital marketing, or when it comes to marketing, normally these are the skill sets required. That person should know about Google, Meta ads, person should know about what is search engine optimization, what are AI bots, how these AI bots are trying to generate the required information, generate the required leads. And this is how maybe you can end up being a AI marketing manager, and that is how it is going to help you out, or that is how it is going to sustain you in your coming times. Now same thing with HR also. So HR is not only limited to recruitment, or limited to retention, or maybe completing the exit formalities, but at the same time, you being a HR manager, you should understand something beyond the policies and payroll, isn't it? So you should understand how people analytics works. You should understand what are the technologies present in HR domain, how employer branding needs to be done, because you are the one who is going to be face of the organization in the market, right? When we interact with the HR of some company, we actually come to know what kind of culture they have, what kind of facilities they are providing, how they are trying to trying to take care of their employees. So you become a brand for the person who is actually interacting with the HR. And that is the reason, being a HR professional, one should understand how the employer can be branded, how the employer can be placed across the market. So employer branding is another important aspect when it comes to HR. Talent acquisition and digital sourcing. So digital sourcing is also one of the, as I said, every business nowadays is on digital platform. And you being a new leader, you being a new manager, or maybe you being a new entrant in the market, you should understand that yes, there is huge requirement of understanding of digital platforms, be it any domain. As I said, be it HR, be it marketing, be it finance, any domain, AI is going to be there, and you will be only and only successful if you understand the application part of AI in your own domain. So whenever some HR student is trying for interview or going to join some organization, you should know, be if you are in talent acquisition, if you are in payroll, you should know that how my daily tasks can be eased out with the help of AI. Okay, and if you know all those things, definitely this is going to be added advantage. This is going to be something wherein the employer might think that yes, whatever you are demanding is right, is justified, and you might get the desired salaries also. So these are the skill sets which the employers are looking at. So in a nutshell, when we talk about markets, or we talk about it's a 2-year long journey, right? So gone those days where students just used to come and complete the classes, they used to learn the concepts, they used to the theories, and actually they were never interacted with the industries through internships, through live projects, to be more precise. Now we are in an era where maximum internships are required or are suggested by the industry. How this makes an impact is this, when some student goes for the internship, right? So he or she understands how exactly the environment is there, how exactly I being from HR domain, I being from finance domain, I being from marketing domain needs to perform, how my performance will be assessed, how industry is expecting, what will be my roadmap ahead, how I'm going to get my promotions, what kind of salaries other companies are offering, competitors are offering, what kind of skill sets they are looking at, what went right, what went wrong, and how I can better myself so that I can be placed in a place where maybe something better can be asked for. So it is going to be a 2-year project, and you actually need to work upon certain things. Of course, along with your academics, you need to focus on your personality development, you need to focus upon your communication skills development, you need to focus upon your industry relevant skills development. So as I said, there are many skill development institutes that might help you, and if at all you need any kind of support, you can reach out to us also through your set of faculties. We would be more than happy to guide you on certain certain skill development aspects. There are many national or government, Indian government is also talking majorly on skill development. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is also continuously focusing, continuously pushing the various skill development initiatives through NSDC, that is National Skills Development Corporation, Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and there are many things available, many skill sets available, many job roles available. Along with those job roles, they have also identified what kind of the particular job role is aiming at, and how effectively you can acquire those skills, right? So basically the complete skill development ecosystem works in 3 phases. One, you should have that urge of getting upskilled. That is one thing. Second thing, you need to consult a domain expert, maybe someone who is working in skill development, or maybe in this particular scenario, maybe your professors, your senior management can help you to identify what kind of job roles, or maybe you can get in touch with the training placement officers and actually I ask what are the JDs companies are pushing across, and read those JDs, job descriptions. Try and identify what are the skill sets they are asking, what are the technical skills they are looking for, what are the domain skills they are looking for, and through that you may prepare yourself. So this is how you can make sure that you land up getting the good jobs. Apart from that, skill development is one thing. You should also work on branding yourself. Now, how you are going to brand yourself across the social media? Can I just ask everyone a very quick question? How many of you have, Facebook account? Yes. How many of you have got Facebook, Instagram?
Yes, ma'am. I have Facebook account.
Okay, so I think out of this 110, I'm very sure that 90% of the students must be having Facebook account, must be having Instagram account, or maybe X and whatnot. How many of you has got LinkedIn account? Please, okay. How many has got LinkedIn account? If you all can unmute yourself for a minute and tell that you have got LinkedIn account.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
many?
I also have.
Okay. So, if you look at the numbers, maybe the kind of LinkedIn accounts we have, it must be. I'm 100% sure it must be lesser than what Instagram or what FB accounts everyone is having. So once we complete this session, the important thing everyone, I mean, of course, those who has got already LinkedIn account, they can go back and check if their LinkedIn account is optimized, if their LinkedIn account is good enough so that the required, employers can be attracted. That is one thing. For those who don't have LinkedIn account, go back and kindly, open your LinkedIn account today itself. Okay. Because believe me, nowadays many of the recruiters are extremely active on LinkedIn, and they are actually looking for the freshers who are interested in internship, who are interested in working on certain real-time projects, real-time scenarios, and they are offering good internships, stipends, and maybe once you perform good in the during the internships, you can be easily absorbed in those companies. But for that, you should have presence on some professional social media. The efforts which we keep on putting on keeping a good WhatsApp DP, or maybe making your Facebook account more interactive, making your Instagram more interesting. Very less efforts are put on, making your professional account attractive, making your professional platform lucrative. Okay, so start working equally on, trying and impressing the employers who are actually looking for freshers, because this is something which will not be in the hands of your institute. This is something which you need to focus upon. And if at all you need any support, maybe optimizing your LinkedIn account, we can collaboratively work. We can have some joint sessions, and we will help you to make your LinkedIn account more powerful. Believe me, LinkedIn account is one of the greatest source of internships, and the maximum number of internships any graduate has completed, the more chances of getting into better placement. So this is something which everyone need to focus upon. This is something which everyone need to pay attention to. So start working on optimizing your LinkedIn account. Try to have a very professional photo. Try to get connected with the people. Now, improvising your network is also very important when it comes to LinkedIn or when it comes to any professional account. But when I say networking is not something that blindly you are sending requests to anyone and you are getting network with the people who are not from your domain. That will not give you the desired output, right? So when someone is from HR, when someone is from finance, try to identify. Just to give you an example, last week, one of our student got a call from I think Niam, there is one company called Niam, NIUM. You can search and check the company. It's a very good company in finance domain. What we do is we keep on asking our students to be active on LinkedIn, start putting some blogs, start putting some articles, repost it, comment it, and try to get network with the people uh, in the domain where you want to actually get yourself employed. For example, finance के students को अगर investment banking में जाना है, so they should identify on professional platforms what are the people or maybe HR जो investment banking के लिए recruitment करते हैं, people who are already working as investment bankers, try to get in connect with those people. Okay, these people are going to help you out. Now what this student has done is she was continuously working on optimizing the LinkedIn account, and somehow she got connected with the HR of Niam, and also at the same time she was in talks with the investment banker, alternative investment banking specialist of the company. So there was an urgent requirement of a resource for 6 months duration. So because she was continuously active on LinkedIn, she was, and when I say active, it is not something that you are liking everyone's post. No, it is something wherein you are trying to reply in a very intellectual manner to the post, to the articles of your domain, and this is how you can actually build a brand on LinkedIn. So that girl was continuously in touch with the alternative investment banking specialist, and there was a urgent requirement. So somehow that person got connected and sent a message on LinkedIn. That girl got 4 months internship. It, of course, for initial 2 months were unpaid, and last 2 months were paid internship. But after completion of 4 months internship, she came back to the college. She completed her her MBA, and now she is working with Niam. Okay, so because you have built a good relation, because you have shown very good skill sets, companies might hire you directly in the team of the person. So it is extremely important as developing your domain skills, developing your interpersonal skills, and also creating a good brand across the professional social media. Okay, LinkedIn is one of the very strong, very you can say concrete resource where you can actually focus upon developing yourself. Try to get connected with the people from your own domain, or maybe the job opportunities you are aiming at, and someone who is already working in the domain, and the HR who are recruiting for that particular job role. So this is how you need to build network LinkedIn, because that is going to give you the advantage when it comes to job and opportunities or getting the final employment. So before I conclude, I would just like to end this particular session with a final thought that your degree makes you eligible. Mind it, your degree makes you eligible, but your data skills makes you valuable. Whatever you are specialized into, up to date skills, and they will actually make you irreplaceable, because everyone in this world is replaceable, right? But something that is extremely important and that makes you irreplaceable is your domain skills. It is your interpersonal skills, because this is something which will make you stand apart from the crowd, that will make you stand out, and that will make you more more valuable for the company. So with this, I would like to take a pause, and session is open for question and answers. If you have any questions, we can discuss. Yes? Any questions?
Ma'am, can you please share your LinkedIn ID?
Yes, it's Swapnali Bhaviskar Jadhav. I'll just try.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Try and get your LinkedIn account today itself, so that those, I mean, of course, for those who don't have, and I will share. I'm giving in chat. So as I said, if you need, any support, any, maybe any help regarding identifying the skills, or maybe what exactly, how if I'm from HR, if I'm from finance, or maybe if I'm from operations, what kind of skill sets industry is looking at, how do I connect with right people, how do I connect with HR, how do I connect with correct job employment opportunities, anytime you can get in touch with us. My number is there with Aniket sir. Also, if you need, any kind of, support in getting connected with the industry expert, we have good panel of, people coming in. So I can anytime share the numbers, and maybe collectively we can work towards the skill development. Anything else you would like to know?
Hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am going to do some internship in an
Okay.
investment company. So
Okay.
what extra certification I can do apart from that internship?
Okay, so see, internships, what's your name?
Adesh.
Adesh, okay, that's good, Adesh, that you are thinking for internship. One very important thing you should know is, whenever you are applying for internship, you should see that what are the basic, task or operations that particular company is doing. For example, if it is any investment banking firm, then they might be into portfolio management, they might be into wealth management, they might be into equity operations. So the kind of operations they are, they are having, that you need to check. And of course, once you get entered into the internship, try to learn maximum things. It's not something that I'm working in wealth management, or I'm working in portfolio management, I have nothing to do with what is happening in equity, what is happening in debt market. No, you should have thirst of learning certain things which comes under the complete umbrella of the organization. For finance student, I will say you should, try and focus on some investment banking operations certification. If you want, you can get in touch with me. I'll give you the complete details how you can, get connected. Also, NISM certifications helps a lot. For finance student, it is extremely important. Either you should have good knowledge, good hold of capital market, you should have good hold of maybe investment, insurance market, or you should have knack, or liking of wealth management, portfolio management, those kind of profiles, because that is something is going to give you the advantage when it comes to uh, job opportunities. Also, normally MBA finance students are competing with students who are from MCOM or commerce domain. So commerce students has got advantage that from day one they are learning finance account, so they are quite good in core accounting or core finance concepts. But when it comes to a management students, you should always try and focus on learning the technology which is getting used in in finance domain, you should try and focus on investment banking operations. There is also one more very important certification nowadays. Maximum investment banking operations organizations are asking is Bloomberg certification. Ultimately, those who are going to work into investment banking, they are going to work on the screens or going to work on the application of Bloomberg. So we also have Bloomberg lab available, and we also train the students on Bloomberg application, Bloomberg screens, which is required for investment banking professionals. It's very short courses, and if you have those certifications, definitely that will help you to get better job opportunities once you complete your degree and your internships. I hope, Adesh, I have answered your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Anything
hello.
else, guys?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. How can I do that certification, Bloomberg certification?
For Bloomberg.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, maybe Adesh, how we do it is we basically first, talk to the student. We identify what kind of domain skills you have. At all, you need to brush up some skills pertaining to investment banking. Then maybe we will start with the concepts, and if at all you are good in, the concepts or the knowledge which is required for the investment banking, then definitely we can directly push you for the Bloomberg certifications also. But this is something which will be definitely helping you out and becoming better employable in the job market. So you can get in touch with me separately, and we can discuss, or maybe for the students of Matrix, we can have another session wherein on based on your specializations, we can discuss the skill development opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Anything else, guys? Yes. Guys, please be interactive. Maybe if you are not, if you don't want to communicate in English, you can communicate in Marathi, Hindi. I can understand, and we can very well discuss. But at least whatever your difficulties, whatever your questions, please try to put it across.
Hi, ma'am. Moini this side.
Yes, Mohini.
Actually, ma'am, I'm working with an organization from last 4 years
Okay.
with the production stream. But now I'm thinking to switch a company as well as the stream from
You're thinking
production
to
to
switch?
tech, from production to technical.
Okay, okay.
Then
What are your job roles, Mohini?
process associate as of
Actually,
now.
you are working as a process associate. So maybe, Rohini, you can look at the Lean Six Sigma Black Belt Quality Management certification. That is one thing which you can focus at. Also, process analyst roles are there. So for process analyst, maybe there are certain job opportunities available for the professionals who are working in process associate roles, so they can upgrade themselves with the help of quality management certification along with business analytics. Business analytics will give you different horizon, maybe give you different job opportunities to enter into, because maybe I can understand that this associate role is very monotonous after a certain period of time, and that reason many of our even have a where working professionals are our students, Center for Online Learning. So there we keep coming across various people, students who are from process associate domain. So basically they're doing up these kind of courses. Even project management certification can give you better advantage when it comes to identifying some better opportunity, because already you have good knowledge of the process, and if you become a project management professional, that is PMP certified, it will give you place in the senior management, and this is how maybe you can identify the career path.
Actually, I did manual testers course
Huh.
it will be is it a better option to choose?
Mohini, what I feel manual testing with the and what is your basic graduation?
It is BSc with computer science.
Okay, BSc with computer science. Manual testing nowadays, very few companies are, looking at. Now everyone is looking at Selenium or maybe, automation kind of job roles. But having said this, there are few companies who are actually looking at the manuals testing people also. But then job opportunities are extremely less. In the domain of manual testing. So what I suggest that already you have worked extensively. 4 years is not a short duration. So if you have already worked in the domain of process associate, maybe you can look at enhancing your profile with the help of process analyst role. Project management can be one thing because that will give you the the longer path or maybe long term vision to work upon. See, now even if you do the manual testing course and even if you get into manual testing, we are not sure as an industry that for how many years manual testing will be there, right? So the jobs are going less because now already we have automation, already we have robotics in place, already we have AI applications in place. So I have doubts what kind of job opportunities are there in the manual testing domain. But then it is always advisable that you should upskill yourself with certain domains or certain skill sets which are going to be there for longer duration, right? Something once you do the certification, it should give you the vision, it should give you the path for next 5-10 years. Of course, we are in such a dynamic environment that every 2 years, 3 years you need to upskill yourself, but at least your domain should be concrete, your domain should be strong enough to sustain you the path for next 5 years or so. So my advice would be you should check with the certifications where you will be learning more about process quality management. You will learn more about business analytics part because already you are from technical background. So understanding R, Python or maybe business analytics tools will give you better idea. And if you want to be into non-technical part along with little bit of technology, project management can be the better solution. But again, we can connect one-on-one and we can discuss more. No issues at all.
Oh, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Can you suggest any PMP certification where we can enroll for the certifications or we can able to complete like basic levels of certifications, right? So can you suggest any of the PMP certification?
See, PMP is Project Management Professional, which is offered by PMI USA, Project Management Institute USA. So, to become PMP certified, person needs to have 3 years of work experience. So, if you have 3 years of work experience, you can directly take up the, training. It has, I think, 35 hours of training is required. 35 तासाचं त्यांचं ट्रेनिंग असतं. ते ट्रेनिंग घेतल्यानंतर you can take up the exam directly with PMI USA, which is costing you somewhere around 26 to 28,000 rupees. I think $555 is the examination fees. Once you complete 35 hours of training, you will be getting 35 PDUs that will make you eligible for the examination. But that basic criteria is there that you should have 3 years of experience. Now, someone who don't have 3 years of experience but still want to get into project management domain, there is another way that they can take up the examination of CAPM, that is Certified Associate in Project Management. So any students, maybe management student, technical student, they can take up the course, and training duration for CAPM, that is Certified Associate in Project Management, is only 23 hours. 23 तासाचा कोर्स आहे त्यांचा आणि आफ्टर 23 hours get the PDUs, that is Professional Development Units, that will make you eligible to apply for the examination. Again, you can take up the examination with PMI USA. And CAPM ची fee I think somewhere around 10 to 15,000 आहे. But that will definitely help you to get into project management domain. And once you are CAPM certified, then you can immediately apply for PMP also. In that case, you don't have to have 3 years of experience. CAPM people can directly take up the PMP examination, so the fresh graduates who are CAPM certified can also become PMP certified.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Anything else, guys?
Where to find out basic certificate?
Basic. Can you please repeat?
Where to find basic certificate platform?
अच्छा, बेसिक सर्टिफिकेशन्स कुठून आयडेंटिफाय करायचे? सी एव्हरीवन अंडरस्टँड्स मराठी?
Yes, ma'am.
हॅलो.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
या सो बेसिक सर्टिफिकेशन्स कुठून आयडेंटिफाय करायचे असं म्हणण्यापेक्षा व्हॉट आय विल सजेस्ट इज यू शुड सी व्हॉट इज युअर स्पेशलायझेशन. मला कुठल्या जॉब रोलसाठी अप्लाय करायचंय, त्या जॉब रोलसाठी जे जॉब डिस्क्रिप्शन्स असतात ते तुम्ही चेक करा. अँड यू शुड आयडेंटिफाय दॅट येस, फॉर एक्झाम्पल इफ यू आर डुईंग MBA मार्केटिंग, ओके, MBA मार्केटिंग करून जर का मला डिजिटल मार्केटिंगमध्ये जायचं आहे, तर डिजिटल मार्केटिंगमध्ये कुठले कुठले डोमेन आहेत. डिजिटल मार्केटिंगमध्ये परफॉर्मन्स मार्केटिंग आहे, डिजिटल मार्केटिंगमध्ये SEO आहे, SEM आहे, सर्च इंजिन ऑप्टिमायझेशन आहे, कॅम्पेन मॅनेजर आहे, त्याच्यानंतर कॉन्टेंट रायटर आहे, व्हिडिओ एडिटर्स आहे. देर आर पीपल हु आर क्रिएटिंग दी ॲडव्हर्टिजमेंट. सो पहिल्यांदा तुमचं व्हॉट इज युअर प्रेफरन्स. आता इफ आय एम नॉट व्हेरी फ्लुएंट इन इंग्लिश, आय शुड नॉट गो फॉर कॉन्टेंट रायटिंग, राईट. कॉन्टेंट रायटिंगमध्ये तुम्हाला कॉन्टेंट लिहावं लागेल वन्स यू अंडरस्टँड द प्रोडक्ट. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, मोबाईल फोन इज युअर प्रोडक्ट, ओके. सो मोबाईलबद्दल त्याच्या फीचर्सबद्दल तुम्हाला जर काही कॉन्टेंट क्रिएट करायचं आहे, सो यू शुड हॅव गुड होल्ड ऑफ लँग्वेज, ओके. सो वेनेवर यू आर सिलेक्टिंग की माझ्या डोमेनसाठी कुठलं सर्टिफिकेशन रिक्वायर्ड आहे, फर्स्ट यू शुड चेक की माझी स्वतःची आवड काय आहे. इफ ॲट ऑल यू फील दॅट आय एम नॉट व्हेरी क्रिएटिव्ह पर्सन, बिकॉज क्रिएटिव्हिटी इज नॉट एव्हरीवन्स कप ऑफ टी, राईट. सगळेच जण कवी, सगळेच जण खूप चांगलं लिहू शकता असं नेसेसरी नाही. सो यू आयडेंटिफाय दॅट येस, दिस इज माय डोमेन. आय कॅन मला थोडंसं टेक्नॉलॉजी समजतं, तर आय कॅन वर्क इन टू वेबसाईट डेव्हलपमेंट, आय कॅन वर्क इन टू कॉन्टेंट आय कॅन वर्क इन टू कॉन्टेंट ऑप्टिमायझेशन किंवा सर्च इंजिन ऑप्टिमायझेशन, कीवर्ड्स आयडेंटिफाय करायचे. सो ह्या ज्या गोष्टी आहेत ना, फर्स्ट यू शुड अनालाइज की माझे स्वतःचे स्किल सेट्स काय आहेत. Once you define ki yes, I can work in maybe campaign as a campaign manager. So campaign manager च्या job roles तुम्ही identify करा. One second. Identify the job roles of campaign manager, and then maybe you can check की त्याच्यासाठी लागणारे स्किल सेट्स कुठल्या कंपनीज आहेत ज्या त्या पर्टिक्युलर सर्टिफिकेशनला म्हणजे ते पर्टिक्युलर स्किल सेट सर्टिफाय करतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, डिजिटल मार्केटिंग असोसिएटचं जर सर्टिफिकेशन केलं तर इट शुड बी डन बाय मेटा, ओके. मेटा ही जी कंपनी आहे, मेटा सर्टिफाईड डिजिटल मार्केटिंग असोसिएट जर का तुम्ही असाल, तर डेफिनेटली कंपनीज विल टेक अप दोज सर्टिफिकेशन्स. बट इन्स्टेड ऑफ दॅट तुम्ही कुठल्या तरी XYZ इन्स्टिट्यूटमधून केलं तर मे बी तुम्हाला तेवढा बेनिफिट नाही मिळणार. सो वेनेवर यू आर आयडेंटिफाईंग दिस सर्टिफिकेशन, दिस इज ॲक्च्युली व्हेरी गुड क्वेश्चन दॅट सर्टिफिकेशन्स आयडेंटिफाय कसे करायचे. तर सर्टिफिकेशन आयडेंटिफाय करताना ह्या स्टेप्स तुम्ही फॉलो करा की तुमची आवड काय आहे, what kind of job roles you are aiming at. Same thing goes with investment banking, I mean finance people also. जरी तुमचं स्पेशलायझेशन फिनान्स असलं तरी what is your area of interest? There are NISM certificates. तुम्हाला जर का शेअर मार्केटमध्ये इंटरेस्ट असेल तर you can do these certifications with respect to with respect to share markets or with respect to capital markets. Same thing goes with digital marketing also. Digital marketing मध्ये पण तुम्ही वेगवेगळे डोमेन्स आयडेंटिफाय करा अँड देन यू चेक त्याच्यासाठी स्किल सेट्स कुठले रिक्वायर्ड आहे, विच आर दी कंपनीज और विच आर दी इन्स्टिट्यूट्स हु आर ऑफरिंग दोज कोर्सेस अँड देन यू सिलेक्ट दी सर्टिफिकेशन सिलेक्ट करताना ऑलवेज मेक शुअर दॅट तुम्हाला जे काही सर्टिफिकेशन मिळणार आहे दॅट शुड बी ग्लोबली ॲक्सेप्टेड. ओके, आता ग्लोबली ॲक्सेप्टेड सर्टिफिकेशन करायसाठी तुम्ही खूप पैसे पण खर्च करायची गरज नाहीये. देर आर सर्टन इन्स्टिट्यूट्स विच आर प्रोव्हाइडिंग सर्टिफिकेशन्स फ्रॉम NSDC नॅशनल स्किल्स डेव्हलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन इन 5,000 to 6,000 रुपीज. ओके, 5-6 हजारामध्ये तुम्ही मेटा सर्टिफाईड होऊ शकता, 5-6 हजारामध्ये तुम्ही SEO सर्टिफाईड होऊ शकतात. सो अशा सर्टिफिकेशनसाठी यू शुड एम ॲट. कारण का कसं होतं की नॉर्मली सर्टिफिकेशन करायचंय म्हणजे आपण 50, 60, 70 हजार रुपये खर्च केले पाहिजे अशी पण गरज नाहीये. फॉर दॅट यू शुड हॅव दी डिटेल मार्केट रिसर्च. खूप चांगलं मार्केट रिसर्च करून ट्राय अँड आयडेंटिफाय द कोर्सेस. इफ यू वॉन्ट वी कॅन कनेक्ट सेपरेटली. इफ युअर मॅनेजमेंट परमिट्स आय वुड लाईक टू कनेक्ट विथ यू so that आपण एक collectively we can work on skill development, we can work on what kind of skill sets are required, त्याचे कुठले सर्टिफिकेशन्स कमीत कमी पैशात आपण करू शकतो. सो दिस इज दी वे यू शुड आयडेंटिफाय की कुठलं सर्टिफिकेशन करायचंय, कुठून करायचंय, त्याची मार्केटमध्ये व्हॅल्यू काय असणार आहे, किती कंपनीज ते सर्टिफिकेट ॲक्सेप्ट करतील, हे सगळं चेक केल्यानंतर देन यू शुड एनरोल युअर सेल्फ फॉर स्किल डेव्हलपमेंट सर्टिफिकेशन. अजून काही क्वेश्चन्स आहेत?
Good morning and good afternoon, ma'am.
गुड आफ्टरनून.
Ma'am, in a fresher's perspective, I am a fresher and I want to ask a question. How can I strong my resume? Which kind of data I can add in a resume?
सी आता रिझ्यूम स्ट्रॉंग करण्यासाठी यू शुड आय मीन स्ट्रॉंग रेझ्युमी इन दी आईज ऑफ रिक्रुटर इज समथिंग ज्याच्यात खूप साऱ्या इंटर्नशिप्स आहेत, चांगले सर्टिफिकेशन्स आहेत. सो तो रेझ्युमी एकदम स्ट्रॉंग रेझ्युमे असू शकतो. नाव टॉकिंग अबाउट दी बेसिक रेझ्युमे, एक तर तुमचा प्रोफेशनल फोटो असला पाहिजे. दॅट इज वन थिंग यू शुड मेक शुअर वेन इट कम्स टू रेझ्युमे. रेझ्युमे खूप 4-5 पानांचा याची गरज नाहीये. 1 पेजर रेझ्युमे इज सफिशियंट टू गेट अ गुड जॉब अपॉर्च्युनिटी इन व्हेरी गुड कंपनीज. ओके, इट शुड टॉक अबाउट दी स्किल सेट्स विच द कंपनी इज लुकिंग ॲट. ओके, फॉर एक्झाम्पल डिजिटल मार्केटिंगचंच आपण एक्झाम्पल घेऊ. यू हॅव डन MBA मार्केटिंग, दॅट विल बी अन एलिजिबिलिटी क्रायटेरिया. MBA मार्केटिंग आहात, तुम्ही त्या जॉबला अप्लाय करू शकतात. If you are digital marketing associate certified by Meta, it will be giving you advantage. त्या डिजिटल मार्केटिंग असोसिएट आहात बाय मेटा सर्टिफाईड पर्सन आहात. त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही किती इंटर्नशिप्स केलेल्या आहेत, तुम्ही किती इंडिव्हिज्युअल प्रोजेक्ट्सवर काम केलेलं आहे. इफ यू कॅन अटॅच द लिंक ऑफ द पोर्टफोलिओ. ओके, जे काम तुम्ही केलेले आहे. फॉर एक्झाम्पल यू आर इन टू व्हिडिओ एडिटिंग, यू आर इन टू क्रिएटिंग ॲडव्हर्टिजमेंट्स, किंवा तुम्ही एखाद्या वेबसाईट डेव्हलपमेंटमध्ये काम करताय, तर तुम्ही एखादी वेबसाईट जी बनवली आहे त्या वेबसाईटची लिंक जर तुम्ही दाखवू शकलात की दिस इज व्हॉट आय हॅव डन अँड दीज आर माय स्किल सेट्स आणि ह्याच्यात मी अजून काम करू शकतो किंवा करू शकते, डेफिनेटली दॅट डेटा विल हेल्प यू आउट टू स्ट्रेंथन युअर रेझ्युमे. सो रेझ्युमे स्ट्रेंथन करणे म्हणजे त्याच्यात पानं ॲड करण्याची गरज नाहीये. यू शुड ॲड दी डेटा विच द एम्प्लॉयर इज इंटरेस्टेड इन, राईट. एम्प्लॉयरला काय पाहिजे, तो काय काय स्किल सेट्स बघतोय, तुम्ही ॲज अ टीम प्लेअर. अँड हॅव्हिंग सेड दिस, इट इज ऑल्सो व्हेरी मच इम्पॉर्टंट की तुम्ही त्याच्यातले जे इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स टाकतात. फॉर एक्झाम्पल डिजिटल मार्केटिंगचा माणूस आहे आणि तो स्किल सेट्स किंवा हॉबीज अशा टाकतोय की ज्या त्या इनलाईन नाहीये, राईट. क्रिएटिव्ह डिजिटल मार्केटिंग हे खूप क्रिएटिव्ह डोमेन आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये जर का तुम्ही टाकलं की मला म्हणजे हॉबी अशी टाकली की जी तुमच्या प्रोफाईल सोबत जात नाहीये, सो इन दॅट केस ऑल्सो इट मे क्रिएट द कॉन्ट्राडिक्शन. सो यू शुड ऑलवेज मेक शुअर दॅट जे काही तुम्ही हॉबीज टाकताय, जे काही तुम्ही डेटा टाकताय, दॅट शुड बी मोर अपिलिंग टू दी एम्प्लॉयर. एम्प्लॉयरला ते अपिलिंग वाटलं पाहिजे की ह्या माणसाकडे इंटरपर्सनल स्किल्स पण आहेत जे मी पाहतोय. फॉर एक्झाम्पल प्रोजेक्ट मॅनेजमेंटमध्ये तुम्हाला PMP सर्टिफिकेशन असलं तर डेफिनेटली तुमचं तिथे 50-60% कन्सिडरेशन होईल. इफ यू हॅव डोमेन नॉलेज तुम्हाला डेफिनेटली मे बी अजून 70% पर्यंत तुम्ही जाऊ शकता. बट 30% दे विल बी लुक how good you are in team management, how good you are in negotiation skills, how good you are in motivating the team members, because ultimately हा एक leadershipचा रोल आहे, right? So when it comes to leadership, when it comes to individual contributor, त्या लाईनमध्ये तुमचे स्किल सेट्स असले पाहिजे so that the employer can be equally convinced. So रेझ्युमे स्ट्रेंथन करणे म्हणजे त्याच्यामध्ये खूप सारा डेटा टाकणे असं अजिबात नाहीये. इवन वन पेजर रेझ्युमे हॅव फेस्ड व्हेरी गुड ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज प्रोव्हाइडेड दॅट इट इज फुल ऑफ इंटर्नशिप्स, इट इज फुल ऑफ सर्टिफिकेशन्स विच एम्प्लॉयर्स आर लुकिंग ॲट.
मॅम, आणि आता इंडियन कोर्स एरावरती खूप सारे कोर्सेस आहेत आणि आपण त्याच्यामधनं कोर्स केला बट आपण त्याच्यावालं सर्टिफिकेशन नाही घेतलंय, तर आपण रेझ्युमे मध्ये असं ऍड करू शकतो की मी FRM चा कोर्स केलाय बट माझ्याकडे सर्टिफिकेशन नाही असं.
सी रेझ्युमेमध्ये अशी माहिती टाकताना यू नीड टू बी लिटिल डिप्लोमॅटिक. सर्टिफिकेशन नाहीये असं नाही टाकायचं. यू कॅन पुट इन दॅट यू आर सर्टिफाईड बाय कोर्सेराचा तुम्ही और मे बी यू हॅव कम्प्लिटेड दी करिक्युलम, कम्प्लिटेड दी कॉन्टेंट अँड आय कॅन डू ऑल दीज थिंग्स, राईट. तो कोर्स केल्यानंतर मला ह्या गोष्टी समजल्या आहेत एवढं तुम्ही टाकू शकता. बट इट इज ऑलवेज ॲडवायजेबल, इट इज ऑलवेज सजेस्टेड की कंपनीज जेव्हा एखाद्या फ्रेशरला रिक्रूट करतात त्यावेळेला ते बघतात की इफ यू हॅव दी प्रॉपर सर्टिफिकेशन ऑफ दी कंपनी. जर तुमच्याकडे IBM सर्टिफाईड अनालिस्ट असाल किंवा तुम्ही मेटा सर्टिफाईड डिजिटल मार्केटर असाल, CISI सर्टिफाईड इन्व्हेस्टमेंट बँकर असाल, सो हे जे आहेत ना हे ग्लोबल स्टँडर्ड्स आहेत. हे जर तुम्ही कंप्लीट केलेले असले तर डेफिनेटली तुम्हाला थोडासा पुश मिळू शकतो. बट ॲट द सेम टाइम काहीच नसण्यापेक्षा ॲटलिस्ट तुम्ही जे फ्री कोर्सेस आहेत ते करा. यू अंडरस्टँड की तो डोमेन किती डिफिकल्ट आहे, किती इझी आहे, आणि देन यू टेक अप दी फायनल सर्टिफिकेशन. बट इट इज ॲडवायजेबल दॅट यू हॅव प्रोफेशनल सर्टिफिकेशन.
ओके मॅम, थँक्यू मॅम.
Yes. I think we have already exceeded half an hour. Aniket sir,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you let us know आता म्हणजे what is the next thing. Students, maybe one thing we can do, sir, if they have if they have queries or maybe if they want to connect with me, आपण एक separate session if उबाळे सर परमिट्स वी कॅन गेट कनेक्टेड, बिकॉज इट सीम्स त्यांना बरेचसे क्वेश्चन्स आहेत आणि आय वुड बी हॅपी टू हेल्प देम. सो यू पीपल कॅन सजेस्ट, मॅनेजमेंट ऑफ दी कॉलेज कॅन सजेस्ट दॅट what kind of assistance they need from my end. I will be more than happy to
Yeah, ma'am, definitely.
yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
On behalf of Matrix Management of Management Studies, I want to extend our sincere gratitude for your invaluable contribution as a guest speaker on the topic Meta Skills, a path towards strategic problem solving. Your insights were enlightening and provided our student with a fresh perspective on the importance of developing critical meta skills for effective problem solving. Thank you once again for sharing your expertise and for making our event a memorable and impactful experience. We look forward to the opportunity to collaborate with you again in the future.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank you
and
very much.
all the best to all the students. Please feel free to get connected on LinkedIn. You can also get connected with me. My number is already there with sir. So kahi issue asla, please feel free. Together we can work, and that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ubare sir, for the wonderful opportunity.
Okay, everyone, please share your feedback.
Yeah.
Huh?
May I leave, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All the best, students. Bye.